Do you know that Tesla's Robotaxi just completed its first paid ride a few days ago? These 10 minutes put over 1.6 million American drivers on notice. Here's what not a lot of people are talking about. When you use Uber to request a ride, you're feeding data into their AI systems that they are going to be using to replace those drivers tomorrow. This isn't about transportation, it's about the AI job apocalypse that is happening, and Tesla just started it.
Do you use Uber out in the suburbs?
I've never stepped in an Uber car, would never step in an Uber car. I'd rather put pins in my eyes. I would never do it. Never, ever.
Yeah. How many people here have used Uber so far?
Sarah, they are up about 4.5% on top of a nearly 5% gain during the session. The company beating on a number of metrics.
As you can see, I just arrived in the Robotaxi.
Yes. Okay. All right. Right now, there's a green light and nothing is happening.
Tesla's Robotaxi service set for a trial launch in Austin, Texas this weekend.
I think is an encouragement that they are moving towards the right direction.
Hey, I'm Alanani, an investment consultant in Switzerland, and in the past few months, I worked with over 50 AI startups raising funds, and there is a reality to the situation. Whenever AI companies raise funds, jobs disappear. It's as simple as that. You see news articles and every major company announcing layoffs every single week. And following that, you see companies like Nvidia, if not private companies, raising funds and increasing in market capitalization. Nvidia had over $3.5 trillion of market cap increase or valuation increase. So it increased in value this amount at the same time when people are losing a lot of jobs in the process, which is why this AI job apocalypse is happening. Tesla's Robotaxi is the latest addition to a use case that shows that AI could replace humans. It's another spike in the non-ending story of AI replacing human jobs. The scary part of it is that it's going to be very normal. Let me tell you about this normalization and how there is always a 5-stage adoption strategy. It sounds boring, but it's very simple. Let's talk about, for example, the internet. It starts as a fun thing. Then people use it more often. Use cases appear out of nowhere that are perfectly fitting the situation. People really can't live without it. And finally, people can't imagine a world without it. In this case, the internet. All these stages are right now happening with artificial intelligence. It is a fun thing. People are getting used to it and use it more often. Use cases are starting to show and to demonstrate the strength of AI in this sense. Some people can't live without AI, and we still didn't hit the final stage where we're in a world where people can't imagine working or living without AI. When you hear about Tesla's Robotaxi, you think of it as a very creative thing and wow, people are going to be riding on taxis without drivers. But the truth is, this is not creative nor new whatsoever. It's been on for quite a long time. Waymo, which is a company that belongs to Google, has already made over 250,000 rides per week in April 2025. Now, if you head to China, you're going to find that Baidu's Apollo Go completed over 11 million rides since it started in 2019. Now, when you look at a case study of a company like Uber, for instance, and how it started, it created a huge disruption in the market, especially to traditional taxi drivers. The decline was quite notable. And when it comes to Tesla, this is what's happening right now. It's entering into the robotaxi market, and what will result is a notable decline in drivers in general. So it's not only competing with Uber, it's competing with the whole driver job in the first place. But hey, in all honesty, AI could do a lot of things, but they can't really work on what is real, what is tangible. When you think about it, the physical labor, the work, they're still a bit far behind. That's what most people think. And it has some reality into it. But let's analyze a company that I've been following closely and how it's really trying to change this. And in my AI experience with business consultancy and startups, they're following a right track. Let's talk about Figure AI. They started by working on a robotic humanoid that looked funny. I mean, it looked a bit like it's coming out of a utopian movie about the future where all machines are evil, but aside from that, it didn't look like it could function very well. And when you looked at it in some of their tutorials, washing dishes or working on small human tasks, there is one comment that almost every person said. They're very slow and they're funny in the sense. They can never replace humans if they're going to keep being that way. But look at machinery in the way that cars used to be extremely slow, and look how they are right now. So when it comes to robotics, they have a lot of potential of how fast they can operate. And in terms of artificial intelligence, their brain, they can take more transactions per second in time. So nowadays, with their dealings with car dealers like BMW, I think, they already put Figma humanoid robots in those sectors, in those companies, doing actual work, actual physical labor. And that is really the last tip that they could cross in order to initiate this AI job apocalypse. And it is extremely lucrative for companies as well. If you're running a construction company and you're having the option of buying 10 robots from Figure for 40K each, this might be cheaper for you than actually hiring people. And the biggest word that you should focus on is insurance. Injuries, of course, involved in the process. So all of that is just not existent when it comes to artificial intelligence humanoid robots like Figure. So that's another piece in the puzzle. Now, to power this with data, you have to look at what people are searching for in this world. And people are increasingly searching for jobs. You know that, you feel that around you, and the search data actually says that. But aside from that, people are also trying to use AI tools everywhere, which creates this paradox. When people search for AI tools, they feed AI algorithms with more data and they give them revenue enough to actually be able to replace humans, similar to how customer service agents are now being replaced by tools that are just a customer agent but with AI. Now, people search for these. So in terms of this search pattern, search behavior, this is what puts us in a stage where the projections are very clear in this sense, that people are going to be replaced by those AI tools because our behavior is changing. We're looking for those AI tools and we're looking for jobs, which makes sense. Now, the world is not black and white. Some people, which I partially agree with, say that jobs are going to migrate into AI-focused jobs. It's true. But I always conveyed my dissatisfaction with this sentence due to the fact that it will take time for this to happen. And for now, we don't really have that much time. The economy doesn't have that much time to be able to comfortably operate in this landscape. Some countries could ace it well, like Switzerland or other very developed countries who could afford to pay unemployment benefits to all the people who don't get employed until AI catches up with you or until they catch up with AI. But other countries are gonna struggle. So this is a huge concern, and the only way we could do this is if we could slow everything down, which kind of doesn't make sense, but it does make sense in theory. We have to kind of force a slowdown of these technologies in order to be able to catch up, which is a very easy request. Billionaires don't have to be trillionaires in a week. They could be trillionaires in a year. They could take their time. It's not that big of a deal. But in order for us to all grow, we need the time.